we're going to move over to accountancy. We have Sindy Matikinca, who has been awarded as the best accounting educator in East London District in 2007 and in 2008. She achieved 100% pass rate from those years, and up until 2019, the Eastern Cape's Department of Education selected her to attend training for trainers when it was introduced, and later trained educators across the province. She was also an internal examiner for grade 12 in the East London district. She's the founder of the Accounting Olympiad in the Gombo, East London. She's also been teaching accounting for 19 years, has marked over 200,000 accounting scripts. If you know someone who has seen a lot of accounting papers, Mrs. Matikinca, is that she is at Ebenezer Machobozi High School at the moment. Mama Matikinca, welcome to Future Global Leaders Club. We're so honored to have you with us today.
Thank you, Lulu. Thanks so much. Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Let me start by saying that accounting is one of the subjects that is treated differently from other subjects. In doing accounting, can you put me through the slide number 1? When we are doing accounting, slide number 1, please. When we are doing accounting, we are doing that in terms, we are dealing with money. So we know that everyone likes money. I want to start by acknowledging that you are blessed, FGLers, to be granted an opportunity of this nature, that is the exam techniques. And this comes at the right time, just before you start your trial exam, grade 12, and your September exams, grade 8 up to 11.
And sorry to interrupt you. Can I ask that you sit a little bit higher on your chair, or you lower your screen a bit? We can see just the top bit of it. Perfect.
How is it now? Okay.
Perfect. I won't interrupt you again. Thank you so much.
Okay. This is the right time because it's start of the trial examination, and that will yield really good results for you and your school, FGLers. I hope that everyone by this time will have an average of 90% and above, and you, FGLers, can do that. This is the time to sharpen your excellency. Accounting is like a flower, FGLers. A flower that blossoms as the time goes. We know that when you start term 1 in accounting, it's very difficult. When term 2, at least there is a light. Then you go to term 3, you know almost everything. And term 4 is about revision. So term 1, as you practice, it becomes clearer and easy. So it's very important, FGLers, to practice and practice and practice so as to excel in accounting. Can you put me through the second slide? In one of Lehle's collection of motivational quotes, it states that the more you earn, in order for you to earn more, you must learn more. So for accounting, in order for you to have more marks, you must practice and practice and practice. Accounting is one of the only one subject whose answers are in the question. What do I mean about that? You will be asked, for instance, if you are doing the statement of comprehensive income or the financial indicators. Let me take the financial indicators. They are going to say, state 2 financial indicators and quote figures. And then in the question paper, you will find those financial indicators there. So it is a cut and paste. So that is why I'm saying accounting is the only subject whose answers are in the question paper. So for you, FGLers, what is needed to you is to be sure and navigate it through wisely so that you know exactly what you are doing. So what is very important for you is to know your format. If you know your format in dealing with accounting, there's no way that you cannot excel. Next slide. Therefore, it is very important that you have, when you are going to write accounting exams, you must have all the necessary stationery so that you do not panic. Because in your exams, you are not allowed to share the stationery. And in accounting, you need to use a lead pencil. That's the only subject that we want you to use lead pencil, not the pens, because we do not want you to overwrite. What do I mean by overwriting? Let's say you write it 2000, and then you want to change that 2000 to 2003, and then you write on top of that 2000. But when you have that lead pencil, you are going to erase that and write the amount that you desired. So we recommend that you use lead pencil, preferable the HB lead pencil, because they are bold as compared to others. And it's very important for you to write very clear and neat. Grade 12, when we are marking our external examination, your external examination, we start marking at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then until 8 o'clock. Sorry, okay. We start marking at 7 o'clock until 8 in the afternoon, in the evening. So by the time, let's say it's past 6, we are very tired. Our eyes are very tired. So that is very important that you mind your writing. Please try and make your writing clear and neat. And it is also important to attempt all the questions when you are dealing with accounting. Avoid the blank space. And it's very important to read the instruction carefully. And in accounting is a very easy subject because you are given the transaction. In that transaction, you look for the keywords. Those keywords will assist you how to answer the question. So, and each question is unique. When you are dealing with accounting, starting from grade 8 FGLS to grade 12, there are only 3 steps that you have to follow. You are given the transaction. You identify the 2 or more accounts from that transaction. You classify and decide. But before you do that, what is important is to read the transaction, understand the transaction, and then from after understanding the transaction, you comprehend. That is by understanding, and then you identify, you classify, and decide. Next slide, please. So keywords are very important when you are answering any question in connection with accounting. For instance, if I can give you grade 12 this question, comment on the gearing and the degree of risk for 2024, quote 2 financial indicators with figures. You need to read the transaction, underline the keywords. The keyword in that is gearing. Another keyword is risk. That means you have to talk about gearing, and you must mention the risk as well. And then quote 2 financial indicators. You cannot quote 1 financial indicator, whereby the question is saying quote 2 financial indicators, because you are going to lose marks in that. And then some of the candidates, they quote the financial indicator, and then they forget to write the figures. Figures are very important because there are marks allocated for that. Fortunately for accounting, you are provided the answer book. And that answer book provides an opportunity to start with any question. You can start with question 5 if you are given 5 questions. you start with the question that you understand better. That means you have to play with your strength. And that is going to save your time. And each question is having the easy one, the middle question, and the challenging question. So for the challenging question, that speaks to you, FGLers, whereby you have to analyze, interpret, and analyze. So start with the question that you understand better, especially because that will help to save time. All learners should be able to tackle an easy question because they are easy. And then followed by the medium question, and then by those questions that are challenging. Each question usually start with the appetizers. What are the appetizers? Appetizers are easy questions, like true or false, or the multiple choice question, or the matching column. So you answer those questions, and then the question that question is going to be followed by other level of difficulties. Please don't leave blank space. If there's true or false, you cannot leave blank space for that. And avoid writing true and false in the same number. Because if you are doing that, that means you are guessing, and therefore that is going to be wrong. I'm going to refer to the bright sparks, that is you, FGLers. You are also catered in the question paper. Those challenging questions, you need to manage your time effectively. Fortunately, in your answer question paper, in your second page of your question paper, there is the question, the marks. Next to the marks, there's time that is allocated. Don't spend more time on one question. You need to manage your time. And another thing that makes learners to lose marks is not showing the workings. Can you put me through the next page? For instance, this is an example. This is a statement of comprehensive income for the year ended. In this question, you can earn marks, you can lose marks. How to lose marks? You lose marks if you do not know the principles of accounting. You lose marks if you do not know how to avoid the foreign items. For instance, let me take through that rent income. That rent income, that 109,200, it is there in your question paper. That is why I was saying accounting is one of the subject that the answers are in the question paper. That 109,200 is given in the question paper. And once you take it from the question paper and you put in your answer book, you earn marks for that. And then the amount that is added there is the adjustment. Some bright learners can get that adjustment correct. But if that adjustment is wrong, you are going to lose those 2 marks for the adjustment. But if the application is correct, what do I mean by the application? There's an addition, that is an application. You add a wrong number to that correct amount of 109. Then you are going to get the answer. You are going to get the marks for 122,400. Because you understand the principle and you have applied that correct, that must be added. But FGLers, if you take that 109,200 and you subtract, and it is supposed to be added, you are not going to have that part mark for 122,400. So that is why it's very important for you to know your applications. And then let me go down. There is that interest income. Interest income, we know that is an income. Then we do have other income at the top there. But we know that we have to apply the principle of materiality, whereby we are disclosing some important items separately. So that means if we write that interest income in other income, that is a misplaced item. and therefore you are going to lose marks for that. So you avoid foreign item. What are foreign items? Foreign items, this is a statement of comprehensive income. We are dealing with the income and expenses only here. That is the matching principle. If you can add here accumulated depreciation or equipment, that is a foreign item. That's where you are losing marks. We mark you wrong, and then out of your total, we deduct 1 mark for that. So we deduct marks for foreign items, we deduct marks for misplaced items, but there are chocolate marks for understanding the principle. If you can count those marks with the circle there, they are about 14 marks. They are circled there. So those 14 marks, you get those marks even if the everything is wrong, because you have applied in the correct space. So that is why it's very important for you to know your format. So out of 32 marks, you can have 14 marks knowing nothing about the adjustment, but because you understand the principle. That's how you pass accounting. So it's easy to get. What is important? Know your format, know your principle, because that's where you add marks. Next slide, please.
Ms. Matikinca, sorry, I'd like to apologize. There's a gray box that's persisting and blocking some of your content in the bottom right corner.
Yes, I can see.
If you can read out loud that part whenever we get to it, we're just trying to fix it on our side.
Okay. And then now, can you scroll down, because I don't see the, okay, thank you. Then I'm on the outline of the accounting paper. Accounting in grade 8 and 9, you have 2 papers. Paper 1 is accounting, EMS accounting. Paper 2 is EMS business studies and economics. Then grade 10, you have only 1 paper. Then when you are in grade 11, you have 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1, 150 marks, and paper 2, 150 marks. We write for 2 hours. So you'll be given up to 5 questions. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The question, they're ranging from 15 marks to 60 marks. The statement of comprehensive income, whereby you are doing financial statement, that's where you have more marks. That is why it is very important to study those things and understand them, because it's where you add marks, even if your calculations are wrong. And there's no specific order of layout in the paper 1 question, but there's a consistent in the layout that you maybe find now as compared to the previous year. But in paper 2, you just start, you can start with any question. And each question includes an integration of other topics. That means when you are doing paper 1, you can find some topics of paper 2 whilst you are doing paper 1. You find those topics. So that is why if you are going to write paper 1, don't ignore paper 2, because some of the topics for paper 1, especially the stock valuation and the asset management, those topics will be there in paper 1, whilst they belongs to paper 2. Can you put me through this next slide? Here is the outline of paper 1. Or paper 1, we have financial statement, grade 10, financial statement, grade 11, financial statement, grade 12. And you are doing the same thing. For grade 10, the only difference is that you are dealing with the sole trader. Grade 11 is the partnership. The same financial statement of comprehensive income that you were doing in grade 10, you do the same thing in grade 11. The only thing now is that you are doing a partnership. So in grade 12, we are dealing with the companies. So statement of financial statement, statement of comprehensive income, statement of financial position, the cash flow statement that is for grade 12. Then you have your audit report and corporate governance, ethics and internal control measures. So that is your paper 1. And then your paper 2, can you put me through the, thank you. Paper 2 will be reconciliation. Reconciliation grade 10, we do a reconciliation whereby you are doing cash receipt journal and cash payment journal. Analysis of financial indicators, that is for paper 1. And then in this paper 2, there's age analysis, internal control measures, there's VAT. We do VAT in grade 10, we do VAT in grade 11, the same VAT in grade 12. So why are you not earning 90% and above? So accounting, there is a repetition of what you have done in grade 10, you do in grade 11, you do even at university level. Can you put me through the next slide? Here, I want to be very careful about this. These are omissions and errors, things that can make you to lose marks and things that can help you to earn marks. The first thing that you have to be very careful about is that you do not comment appropriately. You want to use accounting terms. Some of the questions, especially those questions that you are required to interpret and analyze, use your own opinion. We are going to mark you as long as that is correct. We do not stick to the memo. Most of the question in accounting, you must respond using your own opinion. So comment appropriately. Some of the learners, they shy away from answering the problem-solving question. Read those problem-solving questions. The answers are there within that problem. So remember to answer according to the requirement of the question. That is very important. I've already mentioned about the misplaced item. The misplaced item is when you write those other interest income and the other income. So you are going to lose marks for that. We minus 1 mark out of your total mark. And then we also deduct marks for the foreign items. Remember the foreign items that I've mentioned, that you write debtors control whilst you are doing the statement of comprehensive income, which is dealing with income and expenses. We minus marks for that. That is a foreign item, especially in the statement of comprehensive income, the statement of financial position. Grade 8 and 9, you are required maybe to do the cash receipt journal and the cash payment journal. Also applies in all grades, in fact. You are not sure whether this amount, you must put this amount in the cash receipt journal or in the cash payment journal. You decide to write that amount on both. What are we doing there? We mark correct the right amount in, maybe is the correct amount is in the statement, in the cash receipt journal. We correct it there and we make wrong in the cash payment journal. Thereafter, we deduct marks. So don't guess. Another thing that you do when you need to be very careful is to know to move from unknown to unknown. Most of the time, especially your grade 12, you are given the statement of comprehensive income. You will be given the net profit for the year. That means you are going to move from the known to unknown, or you have to do the balancing figures. So you must know how to work on that. Can you put me through this next slide? In closing FGLers, each learner is unique. Each of you do have the potential to do things different so that you get the desired marks. So in accounting, remember, You need to practice and practice and practice every day. And do your own introspection. Judge yourself fairly. You don't compare yourself with others. Some learners may prefer to study alone, others may prefer to study as a group. So don't compare yourself with others. And remember, one step at a time. And what is important in all of this, you must believe in yourself that you can do better. So in all, starting hard, starting so that you achieve whatever the good result. Keep on sharpening your excellence. All the best for the year 2024. I know that you are going to do it. Remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it. You have to create your own future. All the best, my loving FGLers.
Oh, thank you so much, Matikinca. There are a few questions there. I just on the chocolate points, you mentioned getting chocolate marks. There's a question about, is there a maximum amount of chocolate marks that you can allocate, those extra marks? And then the other point was on the critical thinking in your previous slide. If you can just expand on that for about 30 seconds each before we move on to physics.
Can you come again, Loli?
The chocolate marks, is there a maximum amount that you will allocate for chocolate marks? So when you said there are things that you can do that can gain you extra, is there a maximum amount of allocation?
No maximum marks. That is why I was saying you can have 14 marks out of 50. All those 14 marks being the chocolate marks. So there's no maximum. But there's a maximum when we deduct marks. There is a maximum marks of deducting. You cannot deduct more than 2. Maybe there is a foreign item in the question in the first page, and then down there, when you go down to the statement of contents, then maybe there are 3 or 4 foreign items. So we deduct a maximum of 2 marks. But for the chocolate mark, we give it all.
Okay. So the 3 points: identify, classify, decide, and apply. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so